like I'm doing it, I'm done, yeah. Oh, I feel like a warrior, yeah. You know it come from Ethiopia. Oh, you're big and you're bad, though, but your spirit is fighting like Rambo. Oh, I'm out of this done, yeah, yeah. I told you Alewya warns ya. We come in peace, lead like Khalifa, balance like even, natural we deepen. They piss, they seething, I know deceivers, and I go done them come in full velocity. Peace to the man, wanna be this way. Deep is the plan in my DNA. Creep who you want, fill your mouths away. Somebody wanna know today. Oh, the Duke ruling, yeah. They really want me to done, yeah, yeah. Oh, the Duke ruling, yeah. I told you Alewya boys, yeah. Oh, the Duke ruling, yeah. They're vulnerable and on fire. Oh, oh, you're big and you're bad. Do you with these? I'm not trying.
You've been turned around and I'm going like you're the bigger than. But here comes the Jonathan dance, make you look like Dandy Lion.
God eat there for me, 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 God on God, say up, pray for me, God on God, say up, pray for me.
My name is Roosevelt. I always thought that cigarette smoking just messed up your lungs. I never thought that at only 45 would give me a heart attack. I never thought that it would stop me from playing basketball with my kids. Never thought that it would give me a scar like this. And I never thought that it would change my life forever. My tip is, do your heart a favor and quit now.
The challenges America faces today are real and made more daunting by a long pandemic. But AmeriCorps' tradition of service is longer, and we stand galvanized, ready to help lead America out of its struggles and toward Dr. King's vision of a society rooted in love, justice, and equal opportunity. That's how America will emerge from these difficult times. Because together, nothing is insurmountable. Together, we are the best of America. We are AmeriCorps.
Hi, I'm Shawnee, and whenever I want to listen to something profound and I'm having a moment, I go to GoPro Radio, the fastest growing network in the galaxy.
In a world where people are overworked and underpaid, in a world where people are underappreciated and invisible, it's Friday night and it's your night to party! This is GoPro Radio Revolutionary Afterwork Party with your host, Tylon, and co-host, Lakota. Special co-host, Dr. Ron. Game Wizard, Lulu. Music provided by the Paradise Brothers. This is the GoPro Radio Revolutionary Afterwork Party, the ultimate afterwork online experience.
One, two, one, two, one, two. Welcome, everyone, to the GoPro Radio Revolutionary Party. I am your host. All right, enough with that. Your navigator for this evening's festivities. I want to tell everyone right now, because this is the last show, the last GoPro Radio Revolutionary After Work Party of the year. So I want to wish everyone right now a very, very special and happy New Year this year. Yeah, there I am. I'm on now. Hi, everybody. How's it going? I got my wonderful co-host in the house. Oh, it's so good to see some of you folks here. Let me give a big shout out to my brother, large and in charge, Mr. Ron C. Osborne-Williams is in the house. And the crowd goes wild. And also my co-host, Lakota is here. Hi, Lakota. Lakota's been so busy doing so much. How's it going, Lakota? So this makes this show very, 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 very special when I get to hang out with some of my friends and family and colleagues here on the GoPro Radio Revolutionary Party. There she is. Hi, Lakota. How's it going? Miss you. What's going on with you?
Work.
I know, right? Your school is still open, right? She's an educator, by the way, guys. She has a wonderful program. You're like the school director, am I right? Or is that?
I'm the dean of students, K through 12 at a charter school in Coney Island.
Wow, K through 12. That's a big chunk.
Yes, it is.
That's a big chunk. That's a big chunk. And I see Tyona is in the house. Twin powers activated. Everyone know that's my twin sister, Tyona. She is the principal for the High School for Excellence and Innovation, also in New York City. How's it going, sis?
Okay, it's going well.
Oh, that's good.
Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening. Let me turn down this music a little bit so I can hear you guys a little bit better. How's it going? You all right, sis?
Oh, yes.
All right, good. Well, everyone, once again, welcome to the GoPro Radio Revolutionary After Work Party. It's Friday, it's December 17th. We will rebroadcast this on Wednesday, but right now we're on meeting ID 875-8028-5536. That's 875-8028-5536. And the password is love, capital Love. I figure we should end on love. You know what I'm saying? Usually the password is we got our own thing or party time. I decided to go back to Love. It's easier, and like I said, since this is our wrap-up show, this is the last show of the year, and I know we all got so many things to be grateful for as well as to look forward to. But anyway, the GoPro Radio presents the all-new GoPro Radio Revolutionary After Work Party. It's a monthly online soiree about celebrating you, right? And not only you, but all the wonderful things that you do, like some of our guests that we have here today. And by the way, this is not only our last show, but this is our special holiday edition. That's right. So thanks for joining me, guys, for this special, very, very special edition. It's fascinating edition. My co-host, of course, is Lakota Summer, Dr. Christopher Osborne-Williams, and we're going to have some really great music provided by our London partners from Birmingham, UK, actually. Let me give it up to Freddie. He's going to be joining us in a minute. Let's see, is Freddie on the line? No, yep, Freddie's going to be joining us, and I know Alewya, she's going to be joining us really, really soon, and already in the house we have T. Joy Gadson. Oh, she has a really terrific and outstanding book that's well worth your time, and I think makes a wonderful gift for Kwanzaa, Christmas, Hanukkah, and information and education is the gift that keeps on giving. Am I right, Ron? Because he's an educator, so he knows about the power of information and knowledge. But let me also shout out some of this music, because I definitely believe in when I play it, I like to say it. I love to say it. We had music from Alewya. We also had music from Rima, and he had a song called Fame. And one of my favorites, Fana Hughes. Definitely look up these folks and definitely support these artists. They are really producing some really, really good music. And unfortunately, the fake stream media does not promote a lot of artists that are really doing some innovative and interesting, and I call it, mind nurturing, mind nourishing music. We have to kind of dig in the crates kind of deep in order to, find this music. So, we got a great production team. I want to give a big shout out to Jacqueline Banner out on the West Coast. I want to give a huge shout out to right here, Kathleen Blanco, who's also going to be helping the co-host here, who helps to find some of this really good music. And I'm going to tell you a really great source for this music is none other than, so I think one of our favorite spaces to find music is Color X Studios. And they do it right. They do it big. Everywhere I go. As a matter of fact, when you subscribe, just make sure you leave a notation that you heard it. You heard about them on the GoPro Radio Revolutionary Party. That really helps and strengthens our partnerships with some of these folks. Oh, I see Mr. Colbert is in the house. He is the CFO, Chief Financial Officer for the Iron Metropolis Films. He is in the house. It's good to see him here. How are you, sir? And then we have the great later on today. Batting cleanup. We have a phenomenal presence. I call her the Beyonce of classical music. We have Teresa Moore Mitchell in the house, and she's going to be with us and tell us about her wonderful journey. She's been on all the, I think, top stages all across this country, not only across this country, even in Italy and other places like that. She's traveled the world with bringing great music and song and culture to so many places around the world. And so we're going to get into that a little bit later. But right now, what we do, everyone, we do a little icebreaker here. It's a really, really fun game. It's a very interesting game. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. And it's in 2 parts. And it's very different than before. We used to have 5 questions, but now we have 3 questions, and it's a 2-parter. And it's like Would You Rather. And I'm sure everybody's all familiar with Would You Rather. Give me a big thumbs up if you've heard of Would You Rather. And then also, guys, that's right, I see the thumbs going up. We have a lot of reactions. I don't know what kind of phone or device that you have, but you can definitely give a thumbs up, with your smart device. Let me know that you hear me and that you get the signal correct. All right. So anyway, we're going to go right to our poll because I want to get to know some of these new folks and the new names that's on this Zoom right now. A couple more folks I see are trying to load in. Remember, tell folks that they have to have their name. We're not going to let them in if it's just a number. We want to know who is joining our funky soiree. So make sure if they have to kind of log out and type in their name or type in their name, even now, we can take them out of the waiting area and into the program because this is a show they will not want to miss. All right, so let's get into the Would You Rather segment, guys. I'm going to launch the poll. Let me know if you can see it. Once again, give me a big thumbs up if you can see the poll. Hold on. It's not the poll that I want you guys to start with. It's the Would You Rather. Why does that keep popping up? Hold on one second. That's okay. All right, here we go. We got the right one now. It's part 1. All right, and I'm going to give about a couple of minutes to answer these really, really simple questions that hopefully we'll get to know each other, put some smiles on these faces. I know it's been a tough, rough week, but remember, this is about celebrating you. Let me know if you can see the questions by giving me a big thumbs up. Let me see. Okay, all right, good. So we're cooking with grease while we jam to Raphael on Chill Hip Hop. This is the GoPro Radio Network, and this is our network after work party. Once again, it's Friday, December 17th, and it's a really balmy day here in New York City for it to be December 17th. In some areas, it got to 70 degrees. Hopefully that will help with the pandemic. Let's see what these questions look like. 30 seconds, party people. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're done. Okay. Lakota, we're going to show them how this is done. I'm going to give you a first stab at the first question. Now, let me tell you the reason why we got fewer questions, because I got a lot of emails from folks saying, I wanted to answer that question. Why didn't you ask me that question? So I said, okay, maybe we have fewer questions and I get to ask more folks how they would answer some of these really interesting and fun questions. All right, so I'm going to end the poll and I'm going to share the results. Please, once again, give me a thumbs up. I want to make sure everybody is able to see the results. So I'm getting ready to share the results right now. So if you can see it, I can see it here on my screen, the results. Can you guys see it? Give me a thumbs up. You see them thumbs? Yeah, all right, good. All right, good. So, Lakota, you want to show folks how we do this? You're an instant billionaire. All right, where are you going for your first vacation? On an exclusive yacht cruise, on a tropical island, or on a space station? Didn't they shoot one of these black folks up to? Somebody went to space. Some celebrity went on to space this week. I think I heard the story like that. Lakota, you there?
That was Michael Strahan, the former football player. Michael Strahan.
Michael Strahan. Okay, right. That's right. I knew it was.
And his space was like surface space. He wasn't like, he didn't go into deep space. Just enough to,
to float.
Gravity, right? To float.
I wonder how much that cost.
Well, I'm sure it cost a lot. I'm sure it did. So 30% had said on an exclusive yacht cruise, 56% said on a tropical island, and 11% said on a space station.
Okay.
Coming off a mini vacation at a tropical island, I chose tropical island. That was like my choice.
Oh, yeah. But you're just coming from a tropical island, am I right?
Yes, Hawaii, before these torrential rains came in. Thank goodness we left just in time.
How was it in Hawaii?
Oh, it's beautiful.
When I grow up, I want to be just like you. I want to go places like that.
It's hella expensive, but it's stunning. And we were in Honolulu, so it's really, like I said, it's a beautiful island, but it's super expensive.
Oh, okay. Speaking of islands and tropical islands, there's an event coming up really soon that Ron is hosting. Ron, you want to tell us a little bit about it? Because some of the folks might want to go. Because we're some tropical people.
Definitely. Me and a colleague of mine, we put together it's called Back to Us Retreat. We did it back in August, and we do it again March 22nd. I think. No, not March 22nd. Well, I'm about to be in trouble. At the end of March, March 31st, on that weekend, it's like a 5-day, 4-night trip to Costa Rica, where we will be going there to kind of talk about ourselves, our relationships, talk about how we doing in relationships, not just romantic relationships, just in relationships completely. Also, a lot of building activities with the people that come, because there will be people that come from all over. I get an opportunity to meet new people and be able to, kind of build this place of as I like to call it when we go there, to reevaluate ourselves outside of the regular world. We're not going, cell phones won't be at the same capacity. We'll be at an exclusive location, an exclusive resort. And it's all inclusive. And so the name of it is back to us. It's called 22.99, and it's called 22.99 because it costs 22.99, but it's 22.99. We're going to party. We're gonna have a good time in 22 like it's 1999. So all of those little things and little mixtures that we have there. So definitely I'll share that in the link, people in the flyer, so people can see it if they're interested.
Beautiful. Yeah, definitely share that, because and I saw the pictures and I was so jealous. And it's something empowering to go places where there's a lot of folks that share our melanin. I feel a little safer, to be honest. And not only that, it's so empowering to see that folks are getting together that have that kind of energy and that vibe. You can go to a lot of places. I've traveled a lot, and it depends on the company you go with sometimes, or whether or not you have a really good time. And being around really smart and really good people, that makes a difference on any trip. The company that you go with, that really does.
One of our big things is that we're trying to also introduce people who haven't really left the country, haven't did that, the opportunity. Because what I found is, I travel a lot, but a lot of people will feel uncomfortable about traveling outside the country. And if they do, they only will go with their family, and it's like, well, it's more work than for them to be able to really relax. And so you being able to go out of the country, great trip for people that first time kind of going, and they go, and you really have your time to be with yourself. Also you're just not there by yourself. So I think that's one of the things that trips are cool to go if people just want to be by themselves, fine. But sometimes you want to go, but you also want to be a part of something and also have a purpose for being there, as well as relaxing and doing other things. So we really took the last trip, and we really found out all inclusive would be better. So we do everything at the little resort we have. Everybody has their own individual room type of thing.
I like that.
We did a lot of things. So definitely. I'll be sharing that in the link.
Please do. And I like that. I like the idea, like things are all inclusive. You pay one price. You don't have to worry about those little add-ons and surcharges and upselling and all that other kind of stuff that kind of happens when you plan those kind of trips. It's and it gets a little annoying, and then you realize a trip that you were budgeted for about $1,000. Now the trip is like $3,000 and $4,000, and you're like, what the heck? When you eat this and drink this at the hotel, the food is really good, and I'm going to tell you, nothing is better for the digestion than really good company that you keep. And I think that's what it's about. And you can look at those pictures. I saw the pictures, the beautiful brothers, the beautiful sisters. And also there was some think tanking going on, which was really good. Like, you had folks who were actually, concerned about relationships and building them and giving people some of the tools and information that helps us to kind of come back rejuvenized, and then to spread that energy into our communities. And that's so beautiful about it. And hopefully I'll be able to join this year. All right, guys. So let's go to the next question. We are being invaded by aliens. Did you guys hear about this report of all these things flying? Anybody? Was that just me? I got a lot of, there was a bunch of UFOs yesterday in Jersey. Look it up. And there's a lot of footage, a lot of angles. These things were just in the sky. When I say UFOs, unidentified flying objects. I don't know if it came from a military base or whatever. Matter of fact, I'm going to try to put some of this stuff like in the chat. I'm going to try to find it. But has anybody heard about that? It was a story, kind of went in and went out in Jersey last night. I kid you not. And they just go on YouTube, anywhere, Facebook. There's a lot of footage of these things that's just floating, and they seem to burn out of the sky. Really, really interesting. But look it up. Just say New Jersey UFO. It's going to come up. But anyway, here's the question.
You think that might be the zombie apocalypse?
I think we've been dealing with the zombie apocalypse for a while in these crack communities. But okay, we are being invaded by aliens. Which branch of the military are you joining? All right. Let me see who wants to. Somebody raise your hand if you want to answer that, because I don't want to get an email say, how come you didn't pick me on this one? All right. We are being invaded by aliens. Which branch of the military are you joining? The Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Marines, Coast Guards are in here. And Terrence, The CFO
Yeah,
of Iron Metropolis.
I picked the Marines because I wouldn't want to be in I wouldn't want to be on the sea and I wouldn't want to be in the sky, not against aliens. That's seem like more their territory. I'd rather take my chances on the ground.
Lakota got a kick out of that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick on somebody. I want to pick on some of the new folks. Lisa Floyd is in the house. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Lisa, where are you from?
Hey, I'm actually from I'm from Ohio. I live in Atlanta.
Okay, all right. Hi, Lisa. All right, we're being invaded by aliens. What you doing?
I'm sitting this one out.
That's what I picked too.
Yeah, y'all can have it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting this out. I'm going underground. I'm burrowing down. Hopefully they don't have any x-rays. I'm going to sit this one out, see where it goes. All right. I'm with you on that. Let's see who else we can choose on this one. Let me get one of our celebrity guests. More folks are joining in. Let me get one of our celebrity guests here. Joy, how are you? Joy was here a little earlier. She's an author of a terrific book. We're going to get into that book shortly. Matter of fact, right after this game. So, okay, we're being invaded. All right. Things are going on, right? And what are you joining? The Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard? Or are you also sitting this one out?
Unlike Lisa, I'm not going to sit this one out. However, I think I'm going to join the Army on this one.
Oh, okay.
They should be the last line, hopefully, of defense. So I'm going to join the Army on this one.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, they probably are gonna be like the last line, but they're gonna put us up front. But anyway, that's for a Monday show. All right. Number 3. Let's go. Oh yeah, that's because it's our time to really talk to you. You're writing a speech to present to the UN. Who would you rather have as a co-writer? Okay, Maya Angelou, Malcolm X. All right, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and James Baldwin. Let me see. Let me pick some. Let me ask my writer. I'm going to go back to you, Joy, because right after this question, we're going to go into our interview with you. Let me ask Ron. I wonder how Ron thought about this, my co-host.
You say you wonder how I thought about it?
Yeah, because I just want to see are we thinking alike.
Really? You really asked yourself what you thought I would pick? You already know who I would pick. I would pick Malcolm X without a doubt, because to articulate the struggle of not just Black people, but all people that face struggles. I think he would do a very good, clear hand understanding of it worldwide. It wouldn't look so much just exactly at what was going on, and it would be very forceful. I think sometimes you have to be very forceful. Have to be and have a very strong tone with certain things, so people don't think that you're just joking or just playing around.
Right.
They say this, and I don't want to believe it, but fear motivates more than anything else. I think that people when they fear what the person is saying, they react and they respond, or they even listen. I know.
And he was so good at making it plain. That's what I liked about Malcolm. He didn't try to, razzle dazzle people like my good friend, Mr. Dyson. I love it, but sometimes he gets a little bit too wordy. We got to deal with the antiphonal. I'm like, okay, I got to look that up. Okay, so anyway, okay, all right. So I have to ask you, sister. By the way, before I go into that question, I really want to introduce her properly because this sister is serious. She's a serious writer, and I want to read a little bit of her bio. Right. Tamura Joy Gadson's professional background demonstrates a love for both organization and leadership. She has received both a master's degree in adult and continuing education from Rutgers University, as well as a BA degree in organizational development and leadership from Walsh University. And over the years, she has also held numerous positions related to people development, mentoring, that's my field, and coaching. However, she did not expect her passion and a challenge to write every day. I got to for 1 year would lead her to having a published book or her own podcast. She also takes part in several speaking engagements. Gadson is a mother of 3 children and lives in Akron, Ohio. She has a really terrific and powerful book that I think we all need to get our hands on. Without further ado, let me introduce Tamura J. Gadson to the group. Welcome, and how are you today?
Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for having me. But before we go any further, I would be remiss if I did not shout out my sister, Lisa Floyd, who's actually the publisher of Joy for the Journey, my book. So I want to make sure that I give her just due as well. Because without her, this would not have happened. So I am ever grateful to her, forever grateful.
And I like that. Okay, so let's go to this question first. All right. Yes. You're writing a speech to present to the UN. Who would you rather have as a co-writer? Maya Angelou, Malcolm X, Dr. Martin Luther King, or James Baldwin?
I chose Maya Angelou, actually. And the reason I chose her is because I consider myself a motivator speaker, not a motivational speaker.
What's the difference?
So for me, to motivate means you leave seeds, right? You leave breadcrumbs, you leave things that people will think about later on. Motivational to me, this is my opinion, is kind of like those church sermons where they're great, you shout, you jump up and down, and then once you leave the parking lot, what happened? What was there? So to motivate means you're going to make sure that there's always going to be a change. You're going to reach back and get that nugget later on, but you'll always be willing and looking for change. So that's why I chose Maya Angelou.
All right. A good answer. Let me stop sharing. Let's talk about this book. And I would like you to tell me, who do you believe should read this book?
I believe anyone who is looking, number one, to for change, not just for personal change, but also for professional change as well. If you're looking to be inspired, if you just need that extra oomph to get through your day, I believe anyone should. Those are the people I believe who should read this book.
Oh, wow. Okay. And what is something you learned while writing this book?
One thing I learned from writing this book is that I had more to give than I thought. As you read in my bio, the Joy for the Journey actually came about from a challenge. I challenged myself to write for a year, and I've always written, but I've never really shared it with anyone. So I challenged myself in 2019 to share with friends and family. And I kept getting good feedback. This needs to be a book. This needs to be a book. And then my sister stepped up and said, we're going to start Not Really Random publishing. Because the truth is, I'm tired of hearing you talk about this needs to be a book. So that's how that came about.
Oh, wow. That's good. So let's see. Lisa's your sister.
Yes.
All right. Okay, great. That's good. Family business. I like to see that working like that because, me and my twin sister, we have businesses together, and that's the good way to do things. People try to discourage that, but I think it could work with the right family members, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
How has your experience in mentoring others impacted this book?
It's given me a different perspective on how people view inspiration, motivation, as well as mentoring. You can mentor someone through just a word. You can mentor someone through just a smile, through a touch. You don't always have to give the rah-rah, big, huge speeches. It's just something subtle, something little that they can take with them and obviously work on that change later on.
Wow, I'm telling you, we are not in danger of having too many people to offer us some guidance and direction, and also being authentic and sharing their stories in a way so that we might find our way. So I definitely appreciate you for putting this book together. Can we expect more books, from you like this?
Yes, definitely yes. To tell you when that's going to happen, don't know, because I'm really pushing this one right now, as well as working through the podcast and also do motivational speaking as well. But yes, absolutely, that is in the works. Yes.
Okay. Can you do us a favor here? What we'd like to do, if you have the book, can you read one of your favorite passages from it? Can you give us a little sampling of? See the book there. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it up on my screen too, so people can see it while you are reading it. I think that would be really, really great. Read a passage or so, whatever you think is probably most compelling. But I think the whole thing is really worth your time with you guys going out purchasing this and supporting Black businesses, not just for the sake of, okay, I'm going to support a Black business, but this has information, and I'm telling you, information is the gift that just keeps on giving. You know, matter of fact, if you're going to try to buy a few of them, you know, buy them for your students. It's age appropriate. You know, we have some folks on here who are key decision makers in their schools and universities. Let's try to get this book out far and wide. Okay, and hold on, let me get this book on the screen while you guys are while you're going to read it. But you can go ahead and start.
Sure. This one is called Mine. When my daughter was younger, one of her favorite shows was Dora the Explorer. If you are familiar with the show, you undoubtedly know the cast of characters from Dora all the way down to Swiper. Did you ever notice when Swiper approached, trying to take from Dora something important that she needed to complete her mission, she faced Swiper head on, looked him in the eyes, stood firm with conviction and authority, and told him no. She did not do this one time. She continued until he got the message and gave up. Here is my question for you today. What in your life do you need to Swiper? Is it your peace of mind, your health, your finances? The list could go on and on. The challenge for today is when you feel Swiper approaching, look him in the eye and with your head held high, shoulders back, declare to Swiper, no swiping. You do not have permission any longer to take what's mine.
Well, that's all right. Can you tell me what are usually what's the data telling you? Like who are the people who are most buying it in terms of age? Do you have that kind of information?
Really, it's it's everyone. You know, from teenagers to men to women. It's not gender specific. So we're getting a lot of good feedback on that.
Okay, let me read the synopsis. After writing encouraging messages to loved ones daily for 1 year, Gadson is ready to inspire everyone with Joy for the Journey. Joy for the Journey aims to give readers a different perspective by helping them embrace who they are, overcoming feelings of regret, and more. This book is a collection of thoughts, stories, and anecdotes to help readers get a deeper meaning from their life and realize they are not alone in the difficulties they have faced. Wow, that is really, really, really great. I can't wait to get my hands on this book. Please, folks, support. And we're going to open up the lines so that you guys can actually ask some questions, or perhaps you have a comment or concern. We have a really smart group, and we have quite a few educators here online with us. They may have a couple of questions, and please leave your contact information in the chat area. And if there are some other questions as we go beyond this time, also, leave those questions in the comment area as well. So I'm going to open up the microphones so you guys can ask some questions. Lakota, you look like you have a question.
I do actually. Tamura, can you talk a little bit about your podcast?
Yes, so my podcast is called Joy for the Journey. And pretty much the same thing that you get in the book is what I do on the podcast. However, I do add in a little bit more interviews. So I do have more people that come in and I do interview local leaders within the Akron community. I've had family members on, just friends, but yes, the podcast is exactly what the podcast is. It's inspirational, supposed to inspire, motivate, and hopefully bring about change. And you can actually find the podcast on all social media audio platforms. I'm on Spotify, Anchor, simply Joy for the Journey.
And then
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
What was the inspiration for the title, Joy for the Journey? Like, where did that come from?
That really came from my sister. She and I were sitting down having a conversation, and we were just talking about our journeys as mothers, as our journeys as sisters, our journeys as women. And so as we were thinking about the title, that's what it came in. That's what came out to be, Joy for the Journey, helping you find joy along your path.
Awesome. Thank you.
And is this at BU Podcasting?
BU Podcasting, yes.
Great. I see Terrence, your hand is up. You have a question, sir? you're on it. Let's see.
Unmute.
Sorry, no question for me, Ty. I might have just pushed the button by
Oh,
mistake.
okay. The hands up. All right. Okay. All right. Well, I definitely. How soon can we get another a book from you?
Hopefully by the end of 2022.
Oh, okay. That's soon. All right.
That's soon. Yes, that's soon.
You're cranking them out. Now, do you have any desire to? Oh, here's another. I'm sorry. Another question. Do you have any desire to go beyond sort of this inspirational work and maybe go into writing? I don't know, fictional pieces and screenplays and things like that.
Right now, no. I think my lane, I'm going to stay in my lane. And I think my lane is the inspiration, the motivation. I'm happy there. I'm comfortable there. And so I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay right there for now, unless something changes. But I believe that's where I'm going to stay for right now.
Oh, okay. Well, guys, we have actually, I was going to say 3 minutes, but now we have 2 more minutes. That's right. We have Tamura J. Gadson here. She's the author of Joy for the Journey. And this is your opportunity to ask her a question about this incredible book. Hopefully that all of us on here will be able to not only support, but to share and spread the word, because that's just as important, you know. And purchasing the book is also letting other folks become aware that this is out here. We have to become our own underground. Okay, Kathleen, she has her hand raised. There's a question here.
Hi, Joy.
Hi.
I wanted to ask you, did family or motherhood impact the writing of your book? Since I know you mentioned that part of your podcasting and part of your book was inspired more was inspired through other means of like people and the journey of womanhood. Did family or being a mother impact that kind of impact the writing?
It did actually. When you read the book, you'll see that there's 90 entries, and I talk about different things with my family, my sisters, my kids. As you heard, my daughter, that was just based on an observation from her, liking Dora. So yes, my family did play a huge part. I did ask them if it was okay if I used some of the stories, the family stories, because I didn't want to step on anyone's toes. I didn't want to put anybody's business out there that didn't want to be out there. But yes, absolutely. My family did play a huge role in this.
All right. Okay, guys. So that's it. We're at about, wow, time is going by fast. We're almost at the halfway mark. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. And of course, when we come back, we have Teresa here, but I want to once again congratulate. Hold on, Jose. Oh yeah, it says okay. The one in the chat is also there's a link on where you can get the book. I want to congratulate Ms. Gadson for her book. Definitely, I'm going to get my hands on a couple because you ever notice that in your house, you guys might realize that you get a book and one disappears. Yes. Somebody looks at it and it's gone. So you want to have one in your special stash. Is it going to be downloadable soon? Are you going to have something where people can click? And I know that's a lot of folks don't like to deal with the mail and people touching, especially now with this old chronic, whatever thing that's going on out here. Downloads might be.
Lisa and I have talked about that, and I think that might be a direction that we go sooner rather than later. So yes.
Okay, and you have a great voice, an audio book. Yeah, we hear your words coming from you. All these wonderful ideas that I know you guys probably already thought about. But anyway, once again, folks, you are tuned in to the GoPro Radio Revolutionary After Work Party, and we are at meeting ID 875-802-85536, and the password is LOVE. Please invite some friends, invite some foes, so they won't be your foes any longer. They'll say, wow, this is a really terrific group, and we want this group to grow, and its growth depends on you. This is our private group. This is why this is not out there public, because we want to be able to say what we want to say and invite who we want to invite, and we don't want there's a lot of censorship. It's that on media. You can't say too many things, and people get offended and all hurty feelings, kind of like so easy. You can't have honest and open discussions. And then sometimes the vulgarity gets ridiculous and people get beside themselves. People don't know how to disagree without being disagreeable. So I like this really fun space where there's a really terrific music. I want to give another shout out to the Paradise Brothers for the wonderful music that they always submit and bring to us. Gave me a lot of Christmas jams. I said, not everybody celebrate Christmas. So we got Kwanzaa, we got Hanukkah, or folks like me who just celebrate eating a lot of food and using a lot of toilet paper around this time. So I just want to make sure that, everybody recognizes that this is a time for celebrations. It's a time for us. Invite some folks to join us as we go for a break. And we are going to be right back. So don't go anywhere. And by the way, guys, this is a great opportunity while we take this really quick break. We're going to, like I said, we're going to have Teresa. We're going to have... And tomorrow, don't go anywhere because we have another part of this game that I would love for you to play and take part in. All right?
Absolutely.
And we will be right back. Okay, so sit back and enjoy the presentation. Get something to eat. If you have to go use the restroom, now's the time to do it. And we'll see you in the few.
You're listening to content developed by the GoPro Radio Network, the fastest growing network in the galaxy. GoPro Radio Network. Listen to the voices in your head.
In a world where people are overworked and underpaid, in a world where people are underappreciated and invisible, it's Friday night and it's your night to party! This is GoPro Radio Revolutionary Afterwork Party with your host, Tylon, and co-host, Lakota. Special co-host, Dr. Ron. Hey Wizard, Lulu. Music provided by the Paradise Brothers. This is GoPro Radio Revolutionary Afterwork Party, the ultimate afterwork online experience.
All right. We are back. We are black, and we are at the GoPro Radio Revolutionary After Work Party. This has been some week. I know we've been having this kind of weird weather here. 70 degrees in some places here. Like 65 here in the Bronx. And we are ready for the second half. I hope you guys got refreshed. Put some water on your face. Got a little something to drink. I know I did, and I'm still drinking. Nothing like that, no alcohol. Just my little concoction, my little vitamin C, because we got that Acropacron, whatever that is, thing going on here. This is my hold on, I'm getting on camera. I'm holding my hand up, and people can't even see what I'm doing. Okay, here, you should see now. Yeah, this is my little concoction of water, vitamin C, elderberry, all kinds of little stuff in here. So, you got to get your immune system up. But anyway, welcome back, brothers and sisters, family and friends and colleagues who are here for this explosive second half. The first half was dynamite, and we're just lighting the fuse, and things are going to go boom on this second half, because we have with us classical concert artist in the house. I call her the Beyonce of classical music. Teresa A. Moore Mitchell is here. We have lots and lots of music, and we have a lot of games here. Also, we have Lulu. Is Lulu with us, Lakota? I got to see her face. I got to get energized. When I see her face and her smile, it just brings a joy. What's happening with Lulu? Is Lulu going to be...
Hi.
But by the way, Lulu is the smartest one in the room. She has an IQ that is incredible. You wouldn't believe. So you have a game for us, Lulu?
Says yes.
Okay, good. So we have Lulu. Lulu has games for us. And we have, don't forget the second half. I mean, did you guys like that first half of Would You Rather? I kind of like that with the polls and stuff like that. We get to know some of the folks a little bit better here at the GoPro Radio Revolutionary After Work Party. You know, it's a lot of fun, a lot of things going on. But I'm going to keep things moving because we got a chock full on this. I'm looking at the second half of this itinerary. We got a lot of stuff happening, and don't forget we got this incredible interview with a really sensational artist, and her voice is phenomenal. You know, a lot of times when I used to think about classical and opera and all that other kind of stuff, I don't know, for some reason, you know, I attach these other faces to it. And I'm going to ask her one question that, you know, are people, how does she navigate, like, sometimes with other folks like myself who are kind of like not immersed in the classical world, and then they see a sister like that and belting it out, and do you see those smiles that come on their faces, and you know, like mine. But anyway, folks, tell your friends. Tell some folks to join us here. We're at meeting ID 875-8028-5536. Let me slow it down a little bit. 875-8028-5536. And the meeting passcode is LOVE, L-O-V-E, all capitals, because we want to shout out the love all the time. And, you know, we are presenting this all-new GoPro Radio Revolutionary After Work Party every month, once a month. We have these online soirees to celebrate you. This is a celebration for you, and this is our holiday special. I want to say happy holidays to everyone. I want to say Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and whatever else you decide to celebrate. If you just want to celebrate yourself, we want to do that too here on the GoPro Radio Revolutionary Party, because this is all about us, right? We need more spaces. We don't have enough spaces where we can kind of be and kind of connect, meet some other folks who got maybe similar interests. And I want you to also network. And I hope you guys donated. I'm going to check and see. I'm telling you, one who gave the most today by going to their Cash App and putting in U Savior, I'm going to send you a special treat. So if you send me something, definitely make sure I have your address. And I'm telling you, the treat that I'm going to send out, I don't want people to be incentivized by it. It's going to be awesome. So also put in the chat area, you know, your email address if you're doing a contribution today, so that I can make sure I get your information, and you might not want to make it public or so public. But anyway, I want to also shout out that I saw on this who's participating. It's my very good friend. I wouldn't be in the entertainment business. I had another life. Yes, I used to be a performer. I had a record deal with Strictly Rhythm and all that in my other life. And every little bit of success that I've had in that, I really want to lay at the feet of this gentleman. His name is Brian Moore. Brian Moore is in the house. I was the best man at his wedding. I want to say hello and give a big shout out to Brian Moore. And I believe, if I got this right, he is the cousin. That the family is so talented, and his kids are wonderful. Like he has a really beautiful space out there in North Carolina, one of the Carolinas. But what makes it so beautiful is him and his family, his wonderful wife, the wife Joy. I want to say hello to her, and thank you for that wonderful food. I never will forget it. I really had some good food out there, man. I made myself sick when I went out there last time. But I want to give him a big shout out. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being my friend. And also, I want to ask you guys a question. Anybody want to answer this real quick? Let's take 2 minutes. You know, what is a highlight? Can you tell me what is the highlight of 2021? I know that we've had a lot of challenges. We had a lot of things going on with race, a lot of things going on with the economy. You know, of course, you know, this, you can't even talk about it. I don't even want to say it. I don't know if this is going to get censored, because the censorship around certain things you can't say. But this pandemic, maybe we could say that, and the jab, and how it's been very divisive with a lot of folks. But let's talk about some positive things, right? Like, you know, you can even, as a matter of fact, I'm going to talk to tomorrow about that, like how we lens certain things. Am I correct? Like, you know, people had a lot of time to reflect. Am I right? Tamura, are you still on?
I am.
Yeah. And I see Brother Kaz is in the house from the Universal Hip Hop. Can't people just look at, let's say, the challenges that we've had and kind of look at some of the positive things? What are some of the positive things for you? Besides this book.
Besides the book, some of the positive things for me was that I was able to get out of my own way and get reacquainted with me. You know, as women, we wear so many different hats. We wear the mother hat, we wear the sister hat, we wear the worker hat, we wear all of the different hats, fill in the blank of whatever hat you wear. But this year I was able to get out of my own way. I purposely and intentionally got out of my own way and saw so many different things in my life change, good things and bad, but I was able to reconnect with me. So that was my highlight for this year.
Beautiful, beautiful. And let me ask Lakota, the highlight of 2021, because we only have a few days left. Wow, just think about it. It's like 14 days. We're in a new year.
I think for me, the highlight was just going back into building a new stage. The highlight was just, you know, I'm a big sports fan, so like going to see my beloved Brooklyn Nets was pretty awesome, and then just traveling. I think those were my highlights amidst all of the darkness that was going on. Just feeling like a regular person doing regular things amidst the blanket of, you know, of a pandemic. But for me, just going to the Nets and seeing, I'm a Knicks fan too, but I'm a bigger Net fan. But just going there and just checking out the game, and then just, I don't know, just this semblance of like normalcy, of pleasantries that we had forgotten for close to 2 years was definitely a highlight amongst like so many challenges.
Well, let me ask some of these new folks too. I want to introduce each and every one of you, some of the folks who are here for the first time. Sheila, how are you today? And welcome to the GoPro Radio Revolutionary Party. And tell us where you're from, and tell us a highlight of 2021 for you.
Good evening. I'm an Afro-Brazilian. I'm in Germany now. Yes, and it's a pleasure to be with you guys. And the highlight for me was that I met really wonderful Black people around the world through Zoom, because I can work at home and then I have time to join and to meet nice people around the world.
Yes, this was a very interesting year. Thank you for sharing. And Brother Kaz, I want to try to go down the line real quick. Can you tell us real quickly and share out with some of the wonderful folks here what made this year kind of special for you? By the way,
well, hi everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Best wishes. This was not necessarily the best of years. I mean, like everyone else, the pandemic. And so the pandemic, you know, touched my family. And I say that would be an unfortunate highlight of the year. And yeah, definitely the way to, you know.
Well, you know, I tell a lot of folks when they say, you know, I think they're going to put this on my tombstone when they say, how are you and how's your day? A lot of times I tell folks, every day above ground is a good day. You know?
That's true.
You know, we have a lot of challenges, a lot of things happen, and, you know, gratitude sometimes, you know, for the fact that you are here, and some of the folks that you have experienced, you had the opportunity to experience them, even though they have moved on and transitioned, and that, you know, certain people's energy kind of stay with you forever, you know, because all you have to do is think about them, and they're right there. All right, and Jaquita, am I saying it right? I'm sorry if I'm Jaquita Scott. I hope I'm saying this. Tell me where you're from, and tell us, you know, highlight or what you got to be grateful for this year. Can you share out with us? First of all, can you hear me? Okay. You can unmute yourself. It's spelled Jaiquetta. All right. Okay, so we'll move on because we're crushed for time. I want to try to reach everybody. Ron, highlight. Can you give us a quick highlight?
Highlight of the year.
Something positive for the year to reflect on.
Well, I mean, I guess the biggest highlight is I met you guys.
Oh, I like it,
man. I mean, I have to say, my year's going. I don't, I'm pretty much the same thing every year.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very. I think I value people probably more than anything else. And when you meet new people and be able to bring them into your life and they add to your life, is something to think about. Because I think, a lot of people don't think about this, but when we, I've attended a lot of weddings and funerals in my time, and that seems like the only time that people, kind of get together, wedding or funeral. But then you really get this, really say like, did that person know these people, and what was their relationship? And so sometimes people don't even know that there's people that they have such relationships with, because it was just relationships you didn't know about. And so we never know how many people are affected in people's life. But also I think that coming out of COVID is the idea of how people hopefully were starting to redevelop relationships and remember putting new people in their lives if they didn't have any people. So I think that was an important factor, because I think that's one thing that taught us that if we were alone and we had to be by ourselves, who did we become, who new people did we meet, because we wasn't able to go to like bars or clubs or parties and stuff like that. Meet people. You kind of did everything on your own, and so you really begin to develop different kind of relationships.
That's right.
And
then also I like that you mentioned that, because you also had time to like self-reflect that you didn't have when you were at work and you were just kind of on that wheel, on the rat's wheel, and then now you said, wow, I have some downtime and I have to really re-examine what's going on with you and what's going on. And I'm sure a lot of folks had that experience. And then we got Lydia in the house. Hi, Lydia. She's one of the most phenomenal underground poets that we're going to try to take overground. So good to see you in the house, Lydia.
Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Salam, sister. I'm doing great. So wonderful to see you. Peace. Tell us a highlight of your year. Because this is our last show for 2021.
Absolutely. It's been a journey. My mother just passed in October.
Oh.
And
you share that with Kaz.
Yeah, so a real arduous journey I've been through. So, but I'm glad she left this earth with dignity, and I kept her like the queen she was, and always in memory. So that's just been my thing. And I'm just fortunate to be here on this planet still and surviving, and just appreciate life. I've just been really trying to get near large bodies of water. That's my thing. It's always my thing. The earth, water. Yeah. Just go out and enjoy the planet.
Well, thank you for being here. And I'm going to tell you, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, my highlights of the year is meeting you and meeting so many folks like definitely. You on this call. I mean, really outstanding talent, individuals. Even we have writers here, and I can't wait for this interview. I know Teresa's been waiting. She's so awesome and patient. She's like a phenomenal and a phenomenon at the same time. She's just a great voice. So she's going to be, she's already here, and we're going to talk to her a little bit. But I want to thank Brian and Joyce Moore, who's been really supportive. I've been having like challenges, boom, boom, boom. You have a season in your life where, you just, you learn to be really, really grateful for people like Brian Moore, Jacqueline Banner, Kaz, who was over my house this week, and we're talking about the work that he's doing with the Universal Hip Hop Parade. Folks, please stay tuned for the Universal Hip Hop Parade this year. That's what's going to be live and in full effect. People like Lakota, who's come into your life and just really enrich it. And you can tell a lot about a person from the company they keep. And I think I've been keeping really good company with folks like Lakota and Dr. Ron, and also he jumped off the CFO of Iron Metropolis, who was on here. People like Kathleen Blanco and Jacqueline Banner and all you folks. And so I want to. I mean, this is. It doesn't get better than this, really. Connecting with folks, being able to say what's up and enrich each other, because this is about celebrating us. Am I right? Okay, so. Thank you guys for sharing. And if you guys wish to share your story, we have the chat. The chat is open. You can type away. We'll check it out and we'll read it right after the presentation. And without further ado, before I even do an introduction, I want to introduce you to a really great voice. And I want you to check out this performance. I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm going to bring on the lady of the hour, of this hour, and you're going to see why I call her the Beyonce of classical. So now that you guys can see my screen, I'm going to go into my Facebook and just check out this performance. You just heard a little bit. Let me tell you a little bit about Teresa A. Moore Mitchell. Wow, powerful. She has a varied repertoire, including contemporary art songs, operatic arias, solos, and Negro spirituals. She started her solo concert career while still in high school. Yeah. She has performed solo concerts. She's been performing for over 34 years throughout the United States, Cuba, Greece, Greek islands, Germany, France, Australia, Italy, all over the world. Miss Moore Mitchell, she has been at the 2016 Havana, Cuba debut performance, was entitled the President Barack Obama choral concert by the Broadway musical director Chapman Rogers. Miss Moore Mitchell received the honor to sing several selections for the opening gala of Dr. Maya Angelou's play And Still I Rise. And at the request of the founder of the National Black Theater Festival, NBTF, Larry Leon Hamill and Mabel Robinson created the role, Marian Anderson, in the hit gospel musical, Mahalia, Queen of Gospel, specifically for Mrs. Moore Mitchell. Mrs. Moore Mitchell was blessed to meet many of her major TV movie contacts through the National Black Theater. She's been on just about every stage that you can imagine, not only out in Italy, but also at the Manhattan Philharmonic Orchestra at Carnegie Hall. Wow. She's also been at the International Greek Music Festival here also in New York City at Lincoln Center. Let's give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for the wonderful, illustrious Teresa A. Moore Mitchell. And the crowd goes wild. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
one of the things that I got to ask you is, what started this journey for you? When did you know you had this incredible gift and then decided to share? Is it something you were born with?
Wow, that's a good question, because I started singing when I was 8 years old at my great grandmother's funeral. They gave me the song the day before. I learned it, and I knew from a young age, that I wanted to study music. I started piano, second grade, and as a matter of fact, the piano that I was given was in Brian's Aunt Ann's house. I still have that piano. That piano is 100 years old. It's in my bedroom at my parents' house upright. But what happened was I was in the orchestra from 4th grade through high school, and my chorus teacher, she was looking for someone to sing a solo with the chorus and orchestra for the Christmas concert. And I wasn't in chorus. So she said, I have to hear your voice. I've heard you singing R&B songs and gospel songs and talent shows and things of that nature. And I went to her office. Long story short, she started banging on a piano as we were finishing up a vocalist, because she was like, why are you not in my choirs? And, she introduced me to the languages, the foreign languages and classical music. And I went to the college that she went to, Pfeiffer College, and got scholarships, and then went to UNCG. But while I was in high school, I realized immediately that, as a matter of fact, that same concert I'm talking about with her, I realized immediately that I wanted to perform as a concert artist more than I wanted to perform as an opera singer. Because as a concert artist, I got an opportunity to actually be with the people, to go into the churches or go to the colleges, go to the private events, and people can tell me immediately what that music meant to them. And that was just a blessing to me to have that opportunity. So that's how it happened. And I started concerts in high school.
Wow, it started so early. So, share if you can, if you will, tell us about one of your most memorable performances. Because you've been everywhere, and they all, I can imagine, like I can see Barry 1 minute in Lincoln Center, Carnegie, in Italy, you're all over the world. Is there one thing that kind of stands out? Like, this is one performance I will not forget, and can you tell us why?
Well, actually, it was, I can't say one performance, because every single opportunity God has given me, there's a different experience. And it is always, always about the personal relationships that I get in that moment with those people, because you're seeing the soul, you're spending time with that person, and you're finding out that this has given them peace, or this is taken, I will say this, one thing. I was in Camp Darby, Pisa, Italy, Camp Darby base, and there was a concert for the Marines, Air Force. It was on AFN television. And I remember one of the soldiers coming to me after the concert and saying, that for a moment, they didn't have to think about the war that we were dealing with at that time.
Wow.
And that it still brings chills to me that I gave him that kind of peace in that moment. And I was hoping that, for the rest of my life, if someone's going through something, they're dealing with something, they're sad, they're lonely, whatever, they don't even feel loved, that I can give them whatever it is that they're looking for in that song or that in my voice.
Wow. And when I was listening to the piece that I played during the intro, you literally get like goosebumps. My friend calls them truth bumps. He says it's just something coming out that's connecting to the music. It's surreal. But tell us a little bit about some of these pictures that I have. I know that's Ashford and Simpson. Can you tell us about this day?
Sure. I sang for the opening of Dr. Maya Angelou's play, And Still I Rise. And this came about as a result of me participating with the National Black Theater Festival, which happens every 2 years in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And they asked me to sing, and after the performance, Ashford and Simpson, they were actually looking for me, and that blew me away. So that they could talk to me about my performance. And so there were a number of people there, but I sang at Maya's church often. And one of the things I remember her coming up to me after a performance, and she said, my dear, you have no idea where your voice is going to take you. And I was like, being naive. I said, oh, I do. And she said, no, you have no idea. And it wasn't long after that. It's a picture you're showing right now. That was the second time I performed at Carnegie Hall.
Wow.
And the door opened for me to go to Greece for a tour. And Sean Connery was there, a lot of other stars. And
sir, yeah.
That's the performance right after she spoke it.
Well, I know your music, your voice, it resonates with so many people, and it touches so many people. I'm definitely touched by it. And believe it or not, the classical music is not the kind of music that I listen to often, but I do whenever I need to do something very complex. and usually, and this is what I want to ask you, because I'm doing a show. And matter of fact, it starts this Monday with my good brother, Dr. Christopher Osborne-Williams, who's here. And it's called the Colored Only Cafe. And as I'm looking at this picture, you're surrounded by, a lot of white folks, and you've been in a lot of spaces that traditionally aren't in those spaces of, people without melanin. What stands out for you in terms of your experience was one of those moments that, here you are, representing to some extent, your kith and kin. Have you ever felt that kind of pressure?
Yes. Oh, Lord, yes. As a matter of fact, let me tell you two things with that answer. One, that's why I love the opportunity to still sing spirituals, Negro spirituals. I had one colleague who said, I wish you would do more of the operatic arias and things of that nature. I do those, and I do those on concerts, but I still have to keep our spirituals alive, because there's so many young people. I teach at Livingstone College full-time. I've taught part-time at Pfeiffer, Winston-Salem State. And these kids don't know anything about the spirituals and the purpose of the spiritual. So I'm determined.
Well, the importance too, because I used to be one of those people. I was ignorant at one point. I was like, "Oh, no, Negro spirituals," woo. And I didn't know how they were so powerful and how they edified the people who were living in a certain condition. Can you go into that a little bit?
Yes, I can. And let me finish the other portion of that. I just want to mention, I was in Greece. And I was in Greece, and I noticed that I was being mistreated a lot. I happened to be in Athens at this time. And I had some friends who happened to be Caucasian. We were all eating, and this guy came up, and he was looking and had this hateful look. And I said, look, I'm sick of this now, and so I said, everywhere I go, these people are acting crazy. And so the rest of the group, it was 50 of us, and maybe 10 said, oh my God, I'm so glad you said something, because we notice that when you're with us, they treat us differently. And when you're not with us, they treat us a different way. So the people were eating them up when I wasn't around. So I said, I went back to my hotel, and I prayed, and I said, Lord, why'd you bring me over all this water to deal with this? And so I started calling on the name of Jesus. I started worshiping. I started doing everything. And when I tell you, one of the guys, Yannis, was there, and he said, you're convicting people when you say that. And so what happened was, there were people who their lives were changed. There was a Jewish girl who became a Christian. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't try to do that. But I mean, there were so many spiritual things that happened. And I said, here I was worried about how they were treating me or mistreating me. And there was something bigger that was supposed to happen as a result of that. getting back to the spirituals and classical music,
Right.
I try to remind our young people that even if you don't see that many of us out there performing, when you do, we're always the best. Simple
Like that.
is that. I mean, we don't even have to fight or compete. We just have it automatically. There's so many things about my voice that my teachers didn't teach me. It was already within me, and they brought it out to another level. Okay. And so I try to teach them that type of approach so that if they don't have confidence, they need to understand that they're already blessed with the gift. But, we all know in any genre of music, when we see our people performing, that we know they're going to do well if we really practiced.
Right.
So,
well, you definitely, I mean, you are and have been a trailblazer, and I hope, and I don't know if this is happening, maybe you can tell us. I mean, are you writing your memoirs, or like what else is in the works? What could we look to or look for or forward to from Teresa in the future?
Well, I'm working on a one-woman show, and I pick it up and I put it back down. It's something that I do want to present at the Black Theater Festival. But I think what I'm going to do, the more I get into it, the more I realize that I need other women to be on stage with me and to be edified. So that's causing me to change a lot of things that I had in the past in mind. But that is something that will significantly happen. I noticed that Sheila said she's in Germany, and last year I was scheduled to be in Germany. Leipzig was one of the places, and Dresden is where I was staying. But of course, because of COVID, that changed. So I'll make sure that we stay connected. So whenever I'm in Germany, I'll let you know. But so I have some international performances and other concerts.
Okay.
Solo concerts.
Well, and I suggest, because I'm a filmmaker, as you know. I know Brian told you, and I'm definitely into documenting our stories and our history. And other folks get it wrong, and I'm saying, it's not up to them to tell our stories. We have to begin to tell our own stories. And you, as a trailblazer, one of the reasons why I thought it was important to have you on this show is because they have a tendency to write you out of history by ignoring you, acting like you didn't exist or it didn't happen. And so I think it's so important to not only do memoirs, and we have writers. I mean, T. Joy Gadson is here, to kind of, and this is what I'm into, people actually meaningfully networking, not just handing out business cards or saying, hey, you got my contact information. Say, okay, let's think of a way that, we can get this, I think, just so important story. And I can see, Oprah doing this, like, somebody who really was a trailblazer, knocked down doors, who had this, have this incredible voice and still doing her thing. And that could be so not only edifying, but I think just inspirational to generations to come, and that you were fearless and you went places based on your talent and your abilities, and I did a terrific job. I know that some folks have some questions, perhaps some comments or concerns. I'm going to open up the microphones, because it's time, and now you can actually speak to this phenomenal individual who has been so gracious enough to be here with us today, and ask away, because she is a real gem here. So, okay, so now the microphones are open. You guys are able to unmute. And by the way, if we are unable to get to all of your questions, because if we have other things, please put the questions in the chat area. Hopefully you guys, everybody should operate Zoom now, right? It's been like 2 years in COVID. Put your questions in the chat, and I'm sure she'll be able to answer it. But also, guys, I want to encourage you to do this. I know a lot of people, they discourage you from doing this because they don't want us to really connect and network. I would like you guys to really put your information, share your information. If you want to give it directly to Teresa, you can do that in the chat area, where you can send a message directly to her, so she can get in contact with you and you guys can stay plugged in. This is a networking event. as well. So it's not just a soiree with really good music and meeting good people, but staying in contact with each other and building. That's how Ron and I met this year. We like connected, and now we're at Zoom. We're going into the stratosphere with other ideas. So, okay. So now we're going to open up the questions. I see some hands up. Brian, he's in the house. Questions, comments, concerns. Good to see you, brother.
I just want to make a quick comment. You know, I've known Teresa since she was wetting in her diaper. And I've traveled with her to Carnegie Hall and places. And you know, it's funny because she always sang opera. So I wanted to know if she really could sing R&B, you know, because, you know, she had that strong. So I asked her to sing with me in some of the shows. And man, I'm telling you, if you ever hear her sing R&B, you'd be like, okay, wow, you know, she really could sing. So we used to sing together, and
I wish you had a track. We could play that.
Yeah, we sang together. She sang at my wedding. She sang. We did shows together, and then people would invite us. And at the time, because of my you know, because of my religion, I wasn't going to certain places, and so we had to stop. But I mean, she's a phenomenal performer and singer with not just opera but R&B and all sort of things. So I'm so proud of you, Teresa. I heard some things tonight that I didn't hear before, because you know there's so much you have done that I have not known. But I appreciate you. Keep up the thing, and when you write that one woman's thing, let me be a part of some part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to be whatever I can do to help you out with it. I'm serious. All right.
That's right. And I'll do the documentary. We're gonna make this happen. That's right. I'll do the documentary. I'll document this. Okay, so we have other hands up, or just go ahead, just ask away, because we only have like 3 minutes.
Yeah, Tylon.
Yes.
I just want to really thank you, Miss Mitchell, for the work that you and I say this, well, you said it very clearly about our history and what we don't continue to teach. You think of all the people who want to become singers and entertain, and they're so geared to go towards a certain market, not realizing that we are the market.
That's right.
Most of the time when we come into that, we are the market, and they're running to try to be in the market when we are the market. And just so much for continuing to do the kind of singing and the opera and the spirituals that you are doing, because it's history that our kids are not getting. They're believing that they just believe that the only music we have is hip hop music, and that's becoming very disturbing to me, because hip hop came out of all the other musics that we had, and even I know that people put money into it because of the messaging that they want to put. But I think your work of still working in the college, at the academic level, still sharing with young people and educating them that this is an important factor and motivating them to become the next opera singers. Don't focus so much on I want to be on this show. Because you can have the same credit, the same acclaim doing this, something that's much more easier in your lane. So thank you again for your contribution to our world.
That's right.
That's true.
To the entire world. I think Lakota, you have a question, comment, concern?
What were your influences? Like, who influenced you?
Good question. Good question. I had a lot of people in my church who were always singing and putting me up front. My second grade teacher, she had the piano in the classroom, Miss Annie Dean Davis. And, after she got off of the piano, I went over there and started plucking it too, and then, like I mentioned before, my auntie, Aunt Ann, gave me the piano because I went back home. I got in trouble for messing with the piano too much. So they gave me a piano, got in trouble in class. So I had a lot of people in church who were just singing all the time. And I was never afraid to get on stage. I mean, even today, I love a larger audience than a smaller audience. I just feel more comfortable in it because to me, it's all about reaching the heart, the soul. And so, when I get the opportunity to reach as many souls, hearts, minds, just bringing peace of mind, I'm happy. And I want to say, because I know you said something about the time, that I thank God for my cousin, Brian. Brian has just, he's one of my heroes. That's why I got so excited when he said something, but I just love Brian. And Brian is definitely an inspiration. He's always been singing. Sister Crystal, I saw them and heard them singing all the time. And this man has a club in his house. Let me just put it like that. So that's how much music.
I've seen it.
You've seen it. And I mean, movie theater in one of the rooms, whatever you want, whatever you need to do, the food, like you mentioned earlier. So that's an inspiration, I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful for those inspirations.
Yes. I'm so grateful to your energy. I mean, Brian's energy. It's, I'm not surprised you guys are related. He and not only is he like a great singer like yourself, but what I love about the both of you, how you are just so, and you do it instinctively, so ready to connect others and people together. Brian has been the consummate like connector. I mean, I can tell you some artists, people, comedians, people who have huge careers, Grammy Award winning artists that they really should like I do, lay their career at the feet of Brian Moore. They would not have a career. I'm talking about the Barbara Tuckers. I'm talking about Strafe and all those other folks. The guy who did the Set It Off record. I was there. I was there at the Talk of the Town. I was there at all those venues that we know that Brian, as a promoter, he was actually he was the top promoter in New York City. You didn't, matter of fact, you couldn't, as an artist, right, have a career had you not gone through Be More Productions at that time, and be a part of his circuit, because Brian was connected to so many venues. Right, he had the Talk of the Town, Say Soir, Town Hill 2, and for folks who don't know, these were really the kind of clubs, the speakeasies, the so-called speakeasies, and these places where people got their career. Sweetwater's, what's the place where Ashford and Simpson owned, and stuff like that. Just all the clubs throughout Manhattan, Brooklyn, and the Bronx and Queens.
McHale's.
McHale's, all those different venues that a lot of artists got their careers, or they got their start from. Be More Productions. His posters were all over the place in Brooklyn. And then I found his secret sauce. I found out how he was able to promote and do it so well and get his stuff all over the place. He was a bus driver.
Wow.
So he could his stuff over. Yeah, he was a bus driver. I said, wow, how's he? You see this guy's posters everywhere. Be More Productions. Every time you turn around, I'm like, man, he probably got a lot of fines. But anyway, I want to thank you so much for being here. Please hang on and stay. I mean, I want you to meet this young sister. She's brilliant. Her name is Lulu Smith. She puts together these games like herself, like the questions. I don't even know what it is. I have no idea. And we're gonna, and we're gonna finish up this year, and we're gonna end it with Lulu. She really is a prodigy. She is brilliant. I love her. I think she's great. And she put together these wonderful games, and we're going to get ready to share it right now. But I want you guys to hang on a little bit longer. We might go into just a slight overtime. We're still recording, so I want to let you guys know that we are still rocking, because it's 8:59. So, Lulu, are you ready?
Yeah.
Where is she? There she is, Lulu. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Lulu. And now, Lulu, you can now take over the screen. Get ready to be amazed, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, Tylon. So it's like the evolution of music. So you can start it off.
Oh, this is the evolution of music. Okay, so let me take the 70s. I know everything about the 70s. And for guys who don't know this, it's better to take the harder questions. For some reason, the 100-point questions are hard. So I'm going to go for 500, the 70s.
As a reaction of progressive rock and disco, this genre of music emerged.
It has to be, the answer would be, what is house music?
rock and disco. It's punk rock.
Oh. You see what I'm saying? Well, you know, I'm a house.
That was a tough one.
Yes, it was. Yeah, she probably knew my strike. See, she's always. Okay, all right. So now I hand it over. Oh, how it goes, guys, is you get the question, and then you have to pick someone on the list if you can see the list, and I'm going to choose Joy.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the 1990s for 200.
This group formed in the 90s, but is still popular today. Some of their songs include Basket Case, Welcome to Paradise, and When I Come Around.
Ooh.
Mm.
I have no idea. And I'm not even going to try to guess, so I'm going to stick with that. I have no clue. Oh, I like Green Day. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna hand it to Teresa Moore Mitchell.
Okay. So I will say 1950s, 400.
The name and the artist of the following song. So,
yeah, it's showing it.
Yeah.
Chuck Barrett.
And she got to do another one.
Yeah,
you can do another one.
Let's say, see, I know the older stuff. Let's say the 60s, 300.
These two festivals occurred at the end of the decade and brought thousands of rock fans together for multiple days of enjoyment and entertainment.
Ooh, I know it was a lot of trouble during those festivals, but I can't think of the name. Gosh, it's the 60s. What is the name of the thing?
Woodstock.
Thank you.
Really?
Thank you, my favorite helper.
Sorry.
The Monterey Pop Festival.
Oh, see, I was wrong.
You have Woodstock. You're right about Woodstock.
Yeah, Woodstock was in it. It was part of it. It was partially correct.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me say Kaz. Hey, Kaz.
Hey, how are you?
Fine. How are you?
Okay. I'm good.
Good.
Let me go for the 60s for 400.
Name at least two popular singles of the 1960s.
Say It Loud. James Brown, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud. And
when was James Brown?
Diana Ross. Lady Sings the Blues.
Cool. I mean, these don't really count, but you got it.
I got it right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I kind of thought, okay, all right, yeah, he's right. 1969. Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud.
Okay, you can choose that.
69. Okay,
So
Kaz, you got to pick somebody else. Yes.
I pick somebody. I'll pick Teresa.
You're swinging it back to me. Let's try Kathleen
Okay.
to give someone else another chance.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
She's passed it. She's passed it to Kathleen.
I'll take 1990s or 300.
Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, and New Kids on the Block were referred to as a specific type of band. These bands are called...
What are boy bands?
Yes.
Okay.
Do I go one or do I pick
No,
someone
you get
else?
to pick. You get to pick someone.
Okay. Let's see who hasn't gone.
I want to choose. Smoke it. Sheila.
Damn.
I can try. I want a 90s 400.
This genre of music became popular amongst the younger generation during this decade. Identify the genre and name 2 artists.
Hip hop, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if I told right, but hip hop, I
2 hip hop
would say
artists.
Mos Def and Snoop Dogg.
That's good.
Oh, pop.
A pop? No,
Pop?
I don't like pop.
No, pop's
Sorry.
been around for a long time. Oh, okay.
Okay, now Cass?
Oh, Kaz again?
Yeah, okay. No, I cannot see some. Brian?
Yeah, I'll jump in. No?
Okay.
Lydia? Jacqueline?
Yeah, Lydia. Lydia hasn't gone.
Okay. Oh, Lydia.
Hi. So I'll take let me see. An easy one? I guess it's easy. The 70s?
Don't
100?
you believe it? Trust me, those 100s are doozies. Don't you?
Which popular band broke up in the early years of the decade?
Oh, boy. This is like, can I get a hint? It's like a rock band?
I can give you a hint.
Okay.
Strawberry Fields Forever.
Oh, the Beatles?
Yeah.
No. Oh,
All
okay.
right. Yeah. That was
good.
good, but that was a really, come on now. That clue was.
That's a good clue.
Okay, Lydia, you get to pick another name.
Oh, let's see.
Preferably someone who hasn't gone.
Did Jacqueline
Who hasn't?
go?
No.
Lakota? Oh, no.
Lakota can't, because Lakota's right there. That's her door.
Right there.
No, that's a conflict of interest. That's a conflict of interest. I'm sorry. That's a.
She don't share anything with me.
She don't know anything.
Oh God.
Okay, but it has to be a hard one.
All right, I'll choose the 1980s for 500.
Okay.
No, you can't do that.
What you can't choose?
You were like a teenager in the 80s. You can't.
Can't say the darndest thing. 80s, 90s,
No, that's not fair.
All right, give me this 1970s for 300.
Which genre of music popularized music lovers towards the later part of the decade?
Which genre of music?
Oh, polarized.
Polarized music. The later part of the 70s? Disco? What is disco?
What?
All right.
Late 70s.
Okay.
Disco.
All right. Okay. All right. So you pick a person. Who hasn't gone? Ron. No one's picking Ron.
Ron. Yes. How can we not?
You know what I'm saying?
Ron.
Yeah. Let me get
It's gonna be good.
1990s for 500, please.
This singer born in New York had the most #1 hits, 14 singles in the 90s. This artist is known for All I Want for Christmas Is You.
This is too easy.
Who is Miss
Too easy.
Miss Nick Cannon?
Oh my
Oh gosh. That's funny. That's a good one.
One has chosen 1980s.
I wanted to.
Oh, let me pick a person. Let's pick Andre.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Andre. I'm sorry.
I will say 80s for 300.
This medium for music entertainment became very popular at the end of this decade, besides the radio.
This medium for music entertainment became very popular at the end of this decade, besides the radio. Streaming?
No.
TV, specifically.
What is MTV?
Around till the late 90s, early, yeah.
Okay, you can toss it to someone.
One more person.
One more person. Okay, we're gonna wrap it.
Brian hasn't done it, has it?
I think people scared of Brian.
Yeah.
He knows so much about music. He's gonna take home all the money.
Yeah, right. I'm going for the 50s 100.
Name 2 rock and roll artists of the decade.
2 rock and roll artists of the decades. Chuck Berry, was he in the 50s? And what was that other one? Good Lord, Tutti Frutti? Was that yeah. Help me out now. I forget.
Little Richard?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Little Richard. No, you guys.
Elvis Presley. Little Richard. I got it. Chuck Berry and Little Richard.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna do one. Let me do it, okay?
Okay,
I'm gonna do one.
How you gonna do one and you ain't came up with the questions?
No. Let me do it. Let me do 50 for 500.
Okay, let's see.
Sing a portion of any Elvis Presley song that you know.
You don't know any Elvis Presley song.
I'm gonna do 60s for 500.
She just skipped
I'm picking up blank. He's giving me blank. I'm picking up good vibrations. He's giving me good citations. Oh,
excitation. Oh, it's close. You get it halfway right. All right, let's give it up for Lulu. Lulu, you are the star of the show. Thank you so much. Guys, I want to wish everybody a really, really terrific New Year. And I think the New Year is going to be really special this year. I know they're talking about all the different things that's going on, but we're going to be stronger because we're together. All right, we're going to be stronger because we're networking in a meaningful way. This is what this is about. This is not just only celebrating each other, but also providing opportunities for us to further connect, especially during these times when connections are important. Also, I want to remind everybody that this coming Monday, the Colored Only Cafe is going to be in the house. And that's what me and the good Dr. Christopher Williams will be here in the house, and we're going to be heating it up, guys. By the way, it's from 9 o'clock to 11, and it's going to be exclusively on Zoom. We're going to say what we want to say because there's a lot of censorship, and it's definitely going to be black, hot, and strong at the at the Colored Only Cafe. I want to shout out Kathleen Blanco, Kaz for being in the house. Lydia Percy, who's going to hopefully join us Monday and do a piece for us, a poetry piece this coming Monday. And I want Andrea, who thank you for definitely connecting us to Miss Joy Gadson, who has a great book. Please, guys, get the information. I'm going to leave, while music is playing, the chat open just in case you want to get your pen and piece of paper or you want to cut and paste everyone's contact information. I encourage you. I implore you. I mean, I know we feel like we don't have to, but I think we must, particularly at this time, stay meaningfully connected to each other. All right, so share your contact information. Let's support each other. Jacqueline Banner, Lakota, definitely. Sheila, welcome. Please come back. I love having you in the house. And I want to thank our wonderful guests, Tamura Joy Gadson and Teresa Moore Mitchell. Thank you for being here. I got to definitely shout out the music of Alewya. She's a phenomenal artist. Please, purchase her music. I know a lot of people are downloading and trying to, listen to the music on YouTube. These artists, they need your support now more than ever. now more than ever, because they don't have the venues. Remember, usually you can go to clubs and they can make money from a lot of shows and things like that. And now because of these new mandates, a lot of places are not open to these emerging artists and voices. So please try to purchase their music and encourage others to support their music. She's a really, really great artist. As a matter of fact, all the artists that we had on are really really great. So try to seek them out and support folks, if and when you can, and it's definitely worth it. And it's important that we do that. All right. So I'm going to leave you with a final thought of start where you are, use what you have and do what you can. And the most important part is know that you are enough. I'm Tylon U Savior Washington for the GoPro Radio After Work Party. And we will see you next month with more talent, more music, lots of fun and games. And Lulu's going to be there, right, Lulu? That's right. It's going to be a new year, and Lakota will be there, and Dr. Ron will be here. And I hope everyone that is here today will be with us next year, okay? So until that time, peace. I'm going to leave, but remember, I'm going to leave the chat open for another 10 minutes. So that everyone can network and share information. And if you guys wish and desire to talk to each other, you absolutely can. All right. So the feed is going to stop at exactly 9:30. So if you want to keep the pens going and you want to talk and chop it up with each other, please feel free to do so.
Did a good job, Teresa. Very good interview. Enjoyed everybody. Ron, how you doing, man? Long time, bro. How you been?